F-Zero X, released in 1998 for the Nintendo 64, is one of many wonderful yet still underrated F-Zero games from Nintendo. And what does the X stand for? Extremely awesome music in this game. I love the rocking soundtrack, which actually kind of steals the show. The game plays really well. My only complaint, and this is a very minor complaint, my only gripe is that the visuals are a bit underwhelming in F-Zero X, but I imagine that was in part to ensure that the game ran as smoothly as it does. It plays really well. The N64 is good at its driving games, and this is one of the best driving games. And if you're into this series, look at this one like the predecessor to the amazing F-Zero GX, where the G stands for even more good than this one. And this one is already pretty good. F-Zero X is a must-own for your N64 collection, which is why I played it, because I need to include my recommended games for each game system in my ultra-massive video game console guide series, and for whatever reason, I just failed to get this one, but I knew deep down that an F-Zero game was going to be on the recommended game list, and it now is. I am the emissary for future Death Sled racing games. If it says F-Zero or Wipeout, I'm going to like it. So, what's so good about future Death Sled racing? If you have to ask that question, you shouldn't be watching this show in the first place. It's the future, and they're Death Sleds. And they're fast, and it looks cool, and it's fun. Especially with the 4-player built-in N64 multiplayer. Grab some friends and controllers for on the couch yelling at each other multiplayer. That's what the N64 was good for, still is. You could try plugging it in online, it just won't do much. I'm still waiting to download an update for Robotron 64. What about this game doesn't look good? And it's not all that expensive either for one of the Nintendo brand N64 games. Cartridge only, you can find this one for around $20, maybe less. It's worth every penny, and it really does feel like a rough draft of one of my favorite games, one of my favorite future Death Sled racing games of all time, F-Zero GX on the GameCube. I'd really like to see this series get more love. I think they should have like a fighting game crossover between F-Zero and Wipeout. Like, just combine them both. They're so similar, and they're so good. I want to see Captain Falcon versus Crystal Method. I think that would result in good times. As you might expect, this one has numerous difficulty settings when you start playing. There's only a couple characters to choose from, unlock them as you win races, or just, go to the internet and find a cheat code, unlock all of them, which I did for the review. They come along with some extra championships, and this game is so much fun. It has so many hours of gameplay. If you're reliving your N64 glory days or just picking up some sweet Nintendo games to play for the first time, and you like racing games, I can't recommend F-Zero, any of the F-Zero games, highly enough, including this one. This one belongs on your shelf next to Mario Kart and Robotron 64. Another one of my underrated, must-own hidden gems. It's F-Zero GX, plays well, looks great, has numerous gameplay modes. Buy it. Now. 5 minutes ago. And don't forget to turn up the volume as loud as you can possibly stand it. You'll be rewarded with hearing damage, but it's worth it.
Too bad. You lost your machine.
Classic Game Room has been brought to you by the ultra-massive Video Game Console Guide, 230 pages of video games on Amazon.com, Retro Megatrex, and how to make a video game review show that doesn't suck. And Jesus number 2. Welcome to the Patreon Lord Carnage Club, being shouted from a turbo volcano. Michael and Ariana Nelson, Ian Shore, Steven Chucknick, Al Stever, Rick DeBarros, Jason Goy, Andy Schleiss, Sergio Matthias Hergert, Philip Strabenmuller, Jack Stavris, Ohad Kane, Simon Allen, and Sean Zoltek.